Welcome. You are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, you have your boy Mod with Mod's Moments. Look, man, what a mess. What a tangled web we do weave. And we're talking about this Deshaun Watson case. And if you remember, definitely I made a Mod's Moment about it earlier, right? But before I get into it, man, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we do go live, definitely you will be there to know it. Man, listen, some details has came out about the NFL and the case of Deshaun Watson, the curious case of Deshaun Watson. There were 66 allegations put out there in there were 66 massages that the New York Times said, or the New York Post said, that Deshaun Watson had engaged in. There were actually 24 cases of filed against Deshaun Watson in a civil suit. 20 of those cases have been solved and done away with, right? There are 4 just pending. But the NFL themselves have just finished interviewing Deshaun Watson, and some news came out definitely in PFT, and PFT was talking about the verbiage and the language of the case. Now, there's some things that I definitely just want to read here, and I'm going to put some things on the screen, and we're going to think about this. The NFL case focused on 5 people, and as PFT recorded last week, the evidence included no proof of violence or threats against anyone or any physical conduct that would constitute an actual assault, right? That is key in the sense, because when we start to talk about the personal conduct policy, expressly prohibits assault and or battery, including sexual assault or other sex offenses. If there's no sexual assault, that specific provision of the policy has not been violated, right? So we're looking at this whole thing with Deshaun Watson, and there is no assault that has been filed or even proven against Deshaun Watson. So, absence of the evidence of that actual sexual assault, the league's case rests upon 2 catch-all provisions. Number 1 is conduct that poses a genuine danger and safety to someone's safety and well-being, right? And then conduct that undermines or puts at risk the integrity of the NFL, NFL clubs, NFL personnel. That argument would be that Watson's habit of trying to steer massages towards sexual encounters falls within those boundaries of those 2 laws, right? But there's an interesting little caveat. And I said this before. This is why you have to follow the money. You have to see what the trail of money is. The lack of discipline against Patriots owner Robert Kraft complicates the league's case. If no action was taken against Kraft, having a massage or owning a massage parlor, that how can a league take disciplinary actions on Watson for the same thing, right? So you have to really sit and you have to think about this intelligently. A lot of us have been going with the tom-toms and the news and, listening to the beating drum of the news saying Deshaun Watson has to be guilty. All of these women coming out saying the same thing. All of them can't be wrong. But I have to tell you, the court of public opinion is not where he's being tried at. He was being tried for civil cases. Well, for criminal cases, they couldn't take up any criminal cases. Then civil cases, those are over with, said and done, except for 4 of them, right? So now the NFL has to look at evidence, and there's no proof of him sexually assaulting anyone. There's no proof of him putting anyone in danger. There's no proof of anything except other than he tried to steer massages towards happy endings, which is, in a sense, is real close to prostitution. But you have several different owners in the NFL that have done the same freaking thing. my thing here is, I've said it till I'm blue in the face. I hate this for Deshaun Watson. I hate it for the women. I hate it for the league. But if you're following the verbiage of this whole thing, and you're following the actual legal ramifications that should happen, then everybody should have that same uniform on. Owners, players alike. So because owners and players don't walk on that same playing field, then therefore the arbitrator, I believe at this point, may end up giving Deshaun no more than 4 games. He may not even get any suspension. And there are a lot of people out there who have their own opinions about this thing. But like I've always said, there are two sides to every story. In between is the truth. And you must find that truth out. Once you find truth out, then you can say, okay, this is what this is. He's a professional football player. Professional football players, professional basketball players, any professional athlete gets massages. That's part of the whole thing. Not saying they get massages with happy endings. They just get massages. And he got a beating the year that all of this was in question. The thing that really still pokes out in my head is none of this information came to the forefront before he signed the contract. He signed a contract with the Houston Texans and then said, hey, I want to go play somewhere else. Automatically, these allegations came out of nowhere. So my thought process to you all, know-it-all listeners, I know you're tired of hearing about it. I know that you're anxious to hear what he's going to get. But I just don't want you to take the guilty until proven innocent kind of stand. I want you to be educated and as a know-it-all fan, because we know it all, so we want you to know it all. I want you to be educated as a know-it-all fan to say, you know what? He might not be as guilty as we thought he was. And if you ask me and you said, hey, Ahmad, what should he get? I don't know. I don't know. This is too hard to grade because honestly, he didn't do any harm by these people, but he actually did some things with some of them, at least 2 of them. It's been proven that he had sexual encounters with 2 of them. And those 2 women, if they said he didn't rape them and, you know, it was consensual at that point, if they were suing, civil suit, hey, that's between them and Deshaun. The league shouldn't have any kind of say-so in that transaction because that was between them 2. But if he did violate a law or he did violate one of those actual caveats in that law, then and if he's guilty of it, Robert Kraft is guilty of it. And I'm just saying that's going to be the position, and that's why I said it's messy. It's really messy, and it's a really intertangled web. Because again, are the owners going to step up and punish themselves? That's who Goodell works for. Goodell doesn't work for the players; he works for the owners. And is Goodell going to say, "Well, I got to punish you, Robert, because I got to punish Deshaun"? And you think Robert's going for that? I don't think so. And I think, like I said, don't be so quick to run after public opinion and to follow the times and to always be follow the truth. Go after the truth. And then once you go after the truth, everything is going to lie. Like I said, I wish the best for Deshaun. I wish the best for any victims of this whole thing. And, I just hope that the NFL is able to see their way clear on deciding a just punishment, whether they give him no games or whether they give him 4 games. I just hope that the arbitrator is able to see her way clear and do what's fair in the situation. This is your boy Mod for Mod's Moments. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.